We are live, brother. We're on.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
What's up, Charles?
Hey, brother Mel. Aloha, everybody. We're on a little early today.
Is your lovely wife anywhere near that she can hear us?
Yes, she is.
I
She's
just want to
watching
say
us.
happy. I just want to say happy birthday, Steph. Patsy and I says happy birthday, sending our love to you. Can she hear? Patsy said that you're gonna massage her feet tonight.
Yes, I took care of her ingrown toenails, so I can give her a good massage right now.
Oy. All right.
Oy.
I know it's a little early. I know it's a little early, so we're gonna just because really tonight is Hump Day humor night, right? We're gonna get Frank Delima and Augie T. Augie T did call and say that he got called in to work a little early, so he's gonna try to sneak in. So apologize if he doesn't make it. You know, hey, he's a busy guy. He's got to provide for his family as well. So, but we hope and pray that he'll make it. So, anyway, couple of things that I wanted to cover before we start off. Number one, of course, as always, welcome and thank you for joining us. Again, we are a little early tonight, but that's because we want to get some of the goings on today. Pretty tough day today, and we just kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit before we bring Frank in. But before we get started, as usual, hit that share button, hit the share button, and then start a watch party. Okay, we want to share this to the world. We want to make sure everybody gets to get a little bit of humor tonight, laugh a little bit. So just go ahead and share that as soon as you can. And then also the shirts, guys, thank you so much, man. We've been getting a lot of shirts. Kirk Korea, busy making these shirts for us. And again, as soon as we get the order, we will, Charlie and I will personally deliver it to you folks, wherever you're at. If you're on the mainland or off island, we'll send it out to you. So again, $10. All proceeds, not one penny goes to Kirk, not one penny comes to us. It all goes to Hawaii Community Foundation. So $10, just message me. Your Dickie Chang is on. How's that? $10. We got PayPal, Venmo. You send us the money, we'll get you a shirt. All proceeds go to Hawaii Community Foundation. I did want to take a little bit of time, Charlie, if you don't mind. I just wanted to thank all of you. Unbeknownst to me, Laurie Jordan, she used to be with the hospice organization, and Jade Wali Ali Batad sent in my name as a nominee for the KITV. No, not what is it called? No, see, now I'm embarrassed. Anyway, their volunteer award. They didn't ask my permission. They just sent it in a while ago, and apparently it went on TV today, so I'm getting all of these congratulations and thanks you. And I just want to say thank you all. I am going to put out a post tonight, Mahalo post, but I just want to say, you know, I'm humbled, obviously, and honored, but man, there's so many people out there right now in the trenches that deserve that award. And so, you know, I know you hear this all the time. Somebody gets a nomination or award, you know. I totally appreciate it. Golly, man, I just, again, never expected it, but I just wanted to thank all of you, and especially you, Charlie, for being right there with me for the last 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks. I don't know how long it's been already. You know, again,
It's been a while.
We inform and we educate. Today, actually a few days ago, we got the monikers of Debbie Downer and Mantle Misery. There's a gentleman out there in Maui that apparently, although he doesn't appreciate what we try to do, he finds it necessary to comment. And I just asking you, do you want to be Debbie Downer or you want to be Mantle Misery? I'm Portuguese. I should be Mantle, but then you're not a Debbie. You are not a Debbie. So, what do you think, Charles?
I like to be a Charlie Iona.
Oh, Namea Pono Award. I'm sorry, Namea Pono. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
sorry, Charlie.
I like to be a Charlie Iona that just keeps on pushing for it, no matter what. No matter what. And you know, Mel, I tell you, it's everyone has a right to feel the way they do. Okay, I get it. And like I said it before, if my brother didn't die from this virus, I could give one rat's ass about it. You're not going to see me on air. I would have just like mind my own business and no give a shit. But because my brother died from it, I saw how vulnerable he was. And so the information that I get, that I share, is just, it's about vulnerability. Now, this person kind of said that, you know, we don't tell about the positives. Okay, the positives are there. That's a known factor. You know that those positives, they're not going to die. They're going to live their life expectancy, right? But then you get those who are affected, that if you're not educated about this virus, your life expectancy gets cut in half. Or in some cases, it gets cut by nearly 80% of life expectancy. Because why? Nobody bothered to share with them what this virus can do. So that's why I'm on a mission to just share the information. And for those of you out there, however you take it, whatever you decide to do, it's up to you. But if it's on my watch, I'm gonna make sure that I give you everything possible so you don't run into trouble. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna give you everything possible so you don't run into trouble.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you, Charlie, only because I know you for a long time, for a very long time. And I know you said, you know, you wouldn't give a shit. It's not that you wouldn't give a shit. The problem, what was going on before your brother got sick, was the picture that was being painted wasn't that bad. You know, we had it under control. And I know, because we talk so often, that as your brother got sick and we started looking into this thing and we started finding out what we can do, what people can do to improve their chances to survive this thing. Now, so you're a caring guy, man. You are, man. But when your brother got sick and you started realizing and looking into what was happening and what we were not being told, to the guy on Maui, why don't you guys talk about the success rates? Why don't you talk about the recoveries? The state does a damn good job of telling all of us how great a job they're doing. The state does a hell of a job telling us all the sugar-coated shit, making us believe that it's going to be all right. And it will. It will. This will pass. They try to make us believe that it's going to pass before its time. See, between Charlie and I, over 60 years investigative experiences. I'm not saying that to brag. That's just a fact of life. Between Charlie and I, thousands of connections and contacts throughout the country. See, they feel comfortable coming to us to tell us what's going on, what's really going on. We go out and we solicit Dr. Miskovich, Lieutenant Governor Josh Green, the senators. We get people that are working this, that are in the trenches. We bring them on the show to inform and to educate, because the state isn't doing that. I get a tip today, right? A cluster of 65 people from a well-known big name restaurant chain on Maui. You remember reading that in a paper? No. Today, that happened over a month ago. They sent everybody home. So I got the tip. I watched the Mayor Victorino's press conference yesterday. The director of health up there, Dr. Pang, clearly said 65 positives out of a cluster in Maui. Big name chain restaurant. They sent everybody home, quarantine. Today we find out, I get sent a letter from Mayor Victorino to a pastor on Maui saying, hey, you know, we discussed this a few days ago. We had 21 positive cases, a cluster of that which came from a church. You remember reading about that in a paper? Do you remember the governor talking about that, or Bruce Anderson talking about that in his press conferences? You see, they talk about the good stuff that they're doing. They brag about the abundance of hospital beds and abundance of ventilators. And that's a great thing. I commend our healthcare industry for doing such a damn good job at the hospitals, treating these patients so they can go home. But we get that from them. What we don't get, the fact that we got a cluster in Maui that was never reported, that a restaurant that you, if you're in Maui, you may have gone to, or a church that you may have gone to in Maui. But they never told you. We got to find these things out by tips that we get from people that we know and trust. And then we do our investigation, validate, and then we share it. So to that guy in Maui, you want to listen to the positive, enjoy yourself, buddy. Don't watch our show. Don't come on my page. In fact, you won't be able to because I'm blocking you anyway and I'm going to unfriend you. So it really doesn't matter. You know, we're not here to create fear. We're just telling you guys the truth. You make the determination. You make the determination whether or not you want to believe it or not. But it frustrates me because we're out here trying to educate and inform. That's all we try to do. And I know we get hump day humor, but tomorrow we got somebody from the hospital systems and Senator Kochi coming on. So we're not going to get to talk about this until Friday. And I told Charlie, let's get on early because I think it's important that you know this. And then in Mayor Caldwell's conference yesterday, see, nobody has the time to watch all of these things. I thank God I have a chance to go back and watch these things because I don't have young kids running around the house that I got to take care of. My wife is busy sewing masks all day and all night, so she allows me to go listen to these things at night. Mayor Caldwell comes out and says, hey, we got to open tourism. We have to. Yes, we got to be careful, but we have to. But there are islands here in Hawaii that are doing really well, like Lanai and Kauai. And maybe we should do a test pilot project, make Kauai be the test site for the tourists. What the hell is that guy thinking? Well, who the hell is a Honolulu mayor or any other mayor even suggesting that another county would be a test site? I'm sorry, people. If you think this is negative, if you think this is, if you call me Debbie Downer, call me Mano Misery. I'm like Charlie. I want to be called Mel Raposo and Charlie Ona, and we're here to inform and educate. You can turn off the switch at any time. You know, one day we're going to get past this, and I don't know what the hell Charlie and I are going to do. Hopefully, by then I can play my ukulele and sing, and we can do a nightly concert for you guys. At the end of the day, we are just here to inform and to educate.
You know, Mel,
if the state, let me just finish this real quick, Charlie. If the state doesn't feel it necessary, and to all of you that send me tips all day long, and that sends Charlie the information all day long, thank you. But again, Charlie and I have been doing this for a long time, and we're not irresponsible to go post something that is not true or is going to create chaos in our state. We're just not going to do that. It's definitely not the intention. So I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry for that rant. But I had to get it off my chest.
Okay. Anyway, welcome, folks. Today is Wednesday. How you doing? Anyway, I saw this statement that was released, I guess, by the epidemiologist on Maui, and I was like, ooh. And I'll take a snippet from his report there. And he said, if you want your county to look good, don't test as much. You keep your numbers low. But if you want to find COVID, test a lot and you'll find it. I mean, that's coming from the epidemiologist. So I said, hey, whatever. So I'm putting it out to you folks. Oh, there he is.
Hey, look at that. I love this.
Hang on, Augie T.
Look at that.
I just
right there.
You know, I talked to my buddy Kaleo Perez and I told him, hey, Kaleo, bro, I got a call from Augie this morning. He got called into work, so he's not gonna be able to make it tonight. He might be able to pop in, but I said, can you stand in? He thought I was joking because I do joke a lot. I told my wife, if Augie doesn't show up, I'm pulling my endorsement of him back.
Look at that, guys. Look at that handsome bugger right there.
Hey, explain to me why my hair is white and my mustache is black.
You know, that's a good one. I think it's just genetics. You know what I mean? Like I'm waiting. I started like right here. I get 51. I'm like, you know.
Yeah,
Can't
well, that's
wait.
how I was before I got elected to the county council. That's I had black hair, bro. I had black hair.
Hey,
Actually, you look
Augie,
like you
Augie,
dye. You look like you
Au-
dye your hair. Do you dye your hair? You color your hair,
No, no.
and you don't have a mustache because you're Filipino.
I was growing it. Yeah. When I started working for Billy, I had to shave. So
yeah,
that was
Augie. You know when you move to the side, and I
yeah.
see the name Raposo in the back, but only get Ozo. Some viewers think they get the word Bozo, so you got you got to move all the way over when you.
So I'm liking this because on the phone you can change your background. So
Yeah.
this is all new to me. So when they said, "Oh, you like to change your background?" And, I have a few pictures on my phone, so I thought this would be kind of only fitting, right?
Oh God, it's supposed to be a non-political show, but what the hell? I trying to get Frank. I just texted him.
What?
He was all good this morning. He was fine. He's ready to rock and roll. And man, I thought Augie wasn't going to show up, and Frank was going to show up. And now I see Augie is here, and Frank. I ain't endorsing Frank. I'm not
No,
endorsing Frank. Frank told me this morning he was running for governor. I ain't endorsing him.
Oh
I'm not.
man, I
I'm not.
told him it's so easy. Download. I said practice now. Download, and then all you have to do is now I'm gonna give you a code, and all you just do is hit the code, and everything will come up.
But I'm getting a little concerned now because he's not even responding to my text. Hang on, I'm gonna try to call him. Hang on. You guys can hear. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay. Hang on. We get
Guarantee.
a lot of people. A lot of people have given up watching The Masked Singer tonight to watch you and Frank.
Oh
I saw a
God,
couple people say, Mel, we got to watch the replay because we got to watch The Masked Singer. Like, really?
he's probably panicking right now. Guarantee. Frank
Well,
did all.
Aloha. Leave
Yeah,
your
see?
name and number. Aloha.
Aloha.
that is the
And-
same. That's the same voicemail he had 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Jeez. Aloha. You're late. Aloha.
He's
Okay, Augie,
probably
let's
gonna-
go, buddy. This is the
Hey.
deal, man. We had a rough week.
Yeah.
We did. We got a couple of deaths. We got some issues surrounding us. We went on 15 minutes early today to talk about the reality of this thing, but I told everybody 7:00 we're gonna laugh. So, now you're looking too damn serious, bro. You're looking too damn serious.
No. I gotta jump off in like 30 minutes because I gotta hit to work. But somebody that was watching our stuff, Jody, Jody Kono.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to
You meet your
spend.
mom. You meet your
Yeah.
mom. Yeah.
No, we did like other things, and I was super fascinated, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, she's into the stars. She's into the stars and I mean, I worked with her at Kawhi Beach Resort. She was a food and beverage manager. I'm sure she's on right now. And quite an interesting woman that
Yeah.
that is yeah, man. She deals with all that kind of scary stuff, bro. Scary stuff. Like, damn.
Hey,
Bro, after this, when we started, she said, Mel, come and get a reading. I said, sure, but I can't go.
No, hey, it was super interesting. And she we're watching the last podcast or last Zoom, and she saw something and felt something, and she was compelled to call me and message me, and we had a great conversation last night, and it was awesome.
Okay, are you like walking or something? Or?
I am walking.
It's bizarre because the background, that beautiful, handsome guy behind you ain't moving, but you are. Look like you falling or something.
Yeah, no, I had to go grab it because I noticed that my phone is slowly dying. So I had to just make sure, hey, yesterday somebody saw us, right? One of the teachers. So they asked me if I could jump on with their teachers meeting because everybody's doing this now, right? Everybody's Zooming and finding interesting ways to communicate. And he basically, because we're having so much fun just talking story, the principal of Iroquois Point asked me to come on and and hang out with the teachers, and that was so awesome, man. So you have uh, uh, definitely started something, because in the next couple of days I'm scheduled to do stuff like in the middle of the day, just just to jump on to not like not to get into anything heavy, but just to talk. So we're also doing a brave presentation because of this, bro. And we're gonna do one with one of the schools. My daughter's reading books, so we're gonna do a book reading thing with one of the kindergarten schools here, and here, just because they saw what we did here. So, thank you, Mr. Raposo.
Damn, I believe some royalties are in order, bro. I believe some royalties are in order. Hey, I got a question.
Go.
Because I do a lot of read to me's. What
Yeah.
is your favorite book? What is your favorite book to read to these kindergarten or first grade? Because their attention span is about 2.5 minutes.
Right.
I
I think
lost
for
you
me,
again. There we go.
no, for me, whenever I get a chance to do like anything Dr. Seuss, I like the Dr. Seuss, different
Okay.
Dr. Seuss books,
What is your
because
favorite Dr. Seuss book?
I cannot beat the Cat in the Hat. Oh, you're reading to small kids. They love the Cat in the Hat. I like reading. If you get a little bit older, like if they ask me to do like third graders, I'll do the Five Chinese Brothers, because I always wanted to be the Chinese brother with the iron neck. But I gotta drink the water. Remember that book,
Yeah, I do actually.
the Five Chinese Brothers? And then as I get little, as we get into like if they ask me like sixth grade, then I'll do like Tiki Tiki Tembo, No Sir Rembo. Remember Tiki Tiki Tembo?
I remember the title. I don't remember the story.
Okay, so like yeah, I like reading the books that I was moved as a child. So the very first time someone asked me to do a read to me. So one of the things that I was very insecure about is the fact that I'm dyslexic. Like my dyslexia is super bad, and never help when you have ADHD. So uh, I did one read to me, and it was in front of one kindergarten class. So when you're doing first grade and kindergarten, all you gotta do is move your hands, be super, out there. It doesn't matter if you reading the words correctly. The kids are so engaged because you're doing big motions, and you're changing your voice. So Ever Beach Elementary, a while back, this maybe 20 something years ago, they invited me to come over, and I thought was gonna be in that kind of settings. No, it was a read to me night. We had like a bunch of parents and students, and they picked the book, Mel, and the book was like on a screen, and
Cheat.
I was struggling through it, and at some point I just went stop and say, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm dyslexic, and this is driving me nuts. But what happened was, man, so much parents started coming up to me after saying they struggle with that too. And the reason why I share this story is because that's why my daughter loves to read now, and my kids love to read, is because up until that, I would never ever read with, because I would I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to, because I see things differently. When people send me a script for a movie, I tell them, can I get a couple weeks in advance so that I can look through the wordage and get comfortable with the lines? If not, man, it's challenging for me still as an adult. I have to read things out loud first, because I see things differently than most people. But like that first read to me, it really exposed me. And then somebody told Emmett Mimbong, and then I don't know if you guys remember, Emmett Mimbong did a special on dyslexia. So I go on, I talk about it, and I work with Larry Price. You guys know Larry Price, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Larry Price sees me the next morning in the studio and goes, well, he like people, he does the Larry Price voice. He goes, what you like people feel sorry about you for? Huh? I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, you went on her TV show to make people feel like you're a victim of something. Let me tell you something, Augie. And I was like, I was getting scolding from the coach. He goes, I tell you what, I go pay. And Larry Price really helped. And he sent me to this class where I just learned how to type, read out loud, and I got pretty comfortable. It never ever goes away, but I'm a lot comfortable reading in front of people now. I still ask if I can get them ahead of time so I don't get insecure, you know? I don't get
Oh.
insecure. Yeah, there you go. A little insight.
Every time you lean back, Augie, you disappear in that big face behind you. It's
Oh
really
no, I
bizarre.
want people to see that.
Yeah, no, they see him. They see him. It's just that your head disappears though, and then it looks like my
Okay,
big head on your body,
I
which
don't know
isn't
how to change them. I don't know how to change
nowhere,
them, so
nowhere.
we're gonna
Yeah,
have to.
I love it. I love it. I
Awesome.
love that picture back there. Yeah. So you said before they send you on script for a movie. How many movies you been in?
So I get one coming out in July entitled Aloha Surf Hotel. And so these guys, I've done 2 movies with them already. And when they cast me for come in, fly into Maui and shoot a couple days. So when they sent me this script, I never really looked at them until like maybe a week or two before. And my wife looks at me and she goes, "Can you do this?" I go, "Yeah, I get them." Because usually, I'm there for 2 days. So I go. This is how Kalo hit me. Because a lot of stuff was happening. A lot of things was happening at that time. And I thought I was coming in I'm the lead in the whole movie.
Wow.
Yeah. So luckily, the director felt so confident with me that he knew that once I understood the essence of the character would be easy. And I had amazing co-stars in this movie. And so as we did one scene, right, it turned the cameras around. I was already rehearsing for the next scene.
Wow.
Yeah. So the movie comes out in July, and I'll share with you guys the trailer after this. But like, it's not. They told me not to show it yet, but like, I play an ex-professional surfer, uh, and and you guys get to see how I come out of this. It's a very heartwarming, and this one we win. The locals win on this one.
Yeah.
And you win, and it's a comedy. So
Oh,
I'll send both of you guys the trailer so you guys can see it, but we cannot put them up yet because it's still on the wraps. But I get the trailer. I'll share with you guys both. You guys gonna laugh. It's I pay in the beginning. You get guys like Kai Lenny come up and talk about, yeah, I knew Ty Gonzo. I knew Ty was special when I first saw him surf, and then they cut away. I ain't gained about 15 pounds for this role, and I'm all big riding on bicycle, and it's a heartwarming story. I end up getting my daughter back. I end up saving a small hotel, but there's all bunch of stuff that happens in this whole movie.
good,
I'm
good.
excited about it.
Brother Augie, I like to say, the last time you was on,
Yeah.
thank you so much because we had so much comments about as a comedian, but you was also real as it can get. And we really appreciate that. Really
Well,
appreciate that.
I try, like I said, I live my life like an open book the last 28 years. And if people see me doing something other than, if I start plooting on this road and then, now I'm supposed to be a certain way, I don't think they're going to buy it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, so, I try to be as real as possible. Of course, a little bit more serious, but the same guy, the same essence. You know what I mean? I'm very passionate about everything that I do, and I'm hoping that will resonate, and a lot of people will see that. I'm just like them. I struggle. I laugh. I get mad about the same things, and I think that's what it's about. It's about making that solid connection. So I appreciate it because you guys, a lot of people. I think almost close to 75 people asked for the free 12 special thing that I did for K5. So thank you guys.
No,
Frank,
thank
you're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. Frank, I got Frank. He was in the shower. He told me he
What?
he told me he gotta go put on some clothes. I told him no need. Augie is naked.
Tell him, hey, tell him, you don't need,
He's coming in. He's coming in right now.
nobody can smell you online. Tell him. That's too
Okay,
funny.
he should be coming in. There he
No.
is. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
there he is.
He's on.
Hey,
My
Frank.
gosh.
Yeah, you gotta unmute.
Are you unmuted, Frank?
Guarantee.
Yeah, unmute.
It's like say what's up to Jack. I think Jack is watching.
Okay.
Poor guy. See.
Frank, there's a button that says mute. Frank. Oh, you cannot hear. You cannot hear us either?
Tell him put up the volume.
He can hear you too. Well, he cannot hear, I think.
No, I cannot hear nothing
Hang on.
right now.
Hang on, I gotta text him now.
Oh my God.
Oh,
A lot of people are commenting on you guys ending, and the face that I had. That is the best ending on the planet.
okay, Frank. Hang on. We gotta do it the Portuguese way.
Okay.
Yeah, this way, right here. Unmute.
He don't know how, he said.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, well,
Yeah. Touch.
you ever acted in a silent movie? Oh my goodness. How do you unmute on a phone? Is there a button? I don't know because I use it my
Yeah,
desktop.
tell him he probably have them on silent, right? So
He getting me seasick. It's what he's doing. He's getting me seasick right now.
he tell him Frank, on the side of the phone, he'll switch to go up, and then you press the volume.
Oh yeah, he's connecting to audio. He got it.
He got him.
There we
Watch
go.
him. Now we're gonna be blessed.
Yeah, can you hear us now?
Oh my God, I can hear him.
I figured it out. You folks don't give the final steps to this. I don't know anything about this thing. And then you're over there writing notes to me.
Hey, if you guys think
Lucky I have imagination. Just slide them over and push. So
you
what's
go.
up, everybody? Who's on
hello,
this?
Mr. Delima.
Hello, Augie. And
Hey Frank, thank you for joining us, man. It's been a while, my friend. It's been a while.
a long time. Yes.
You know,
I think
real quick,
this-
you know, Frank and I go back, gotta be over 30 years now, and or close to 30 years. And this guy,
That's right.
everybody know him like you, Augie. You guys are just funny people, but in real life, you guys' hearts are gold. And Frank, again, thank you, man. He came to visit my grandma when she was sick, came to visit my mom when she was sick in the hospital. This guy is an amazing guy that does a lot for the community, both of you. So thank you, guys. Now we can get started. On the you can see Charlie Iona,
Hello, Frank. Hello.
Hi, Charlie.
the only Hawaiian on here that's Charlie Iona from Maui.
Charlie
Living on
Ion.
Hawaii now.
Yeah,
Hi,
Uh-oh.
Charlie.
I think the last time you came into Troy's, you remember that night, and we was on stage playing music on Kauai,
That's correct. Yes.
and you joined us, and we had a great time. We had a great
Good.
time. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Mel, I wanted to say that thank you too, you and Kelly Ito and Pudgy for taking me to all this, helping me get to all the schools, putting up posters. Oh my gosh, you folks did plenty too, you know. So thank
Yeah,
you for
because you were so cheap. You never like pay for advertising, so you made like 25,000 flyers, and we had to go
I,
every place and put them up.
yeah, we have to put them up. Otherwise, I wouldn't make no money. And we made our own posters too. We wrote on big cardboard. Those are the days until Kukui Grove says no more handwritten posters on windows. So that was it. Anyway, what's up, everybody?
Well,
I think we have to pay homage to Frank right now. Okay, all of us, and we just gotta go back and forth.
Yeah, I'm not going to rock. I promise.
All of us should just do this.
I know. I'm in a rocking chair. What is the rocking chair made for? To rock. Okay. I'm not going to rock my body. Everybody throw up. Okay.
hey Frank, you mentioned Kelly Ito. You remember his daughter Janelle?
Yes.
She's watching you right now. You can say hello to Janelle.
Hi, Janelle. How are you?
Boy, I tell you, man, that was some fun times. Kelly, Stanton, I mean, geez, this,
That's right.
Frank never went anywhere without his police officers with him.
Yeah.
You know? He always had the bodyguards, man.
For many years.
Many years.
Right on.
So how's it going, Frank, with this COVID? I see you on TV. You got some commercials going. Awesome commercials. Excellent, informative commercials. How's life, man? All good?
I'm doing okay. I stay of course once a week. I go to the market to get fruits, vegetables, and so forth. And then, hard to talk with Augie doing all these gyrations. I don't know what he's doing.
ADHD, bro. I have to go.
You have
Okay.
your hat or what? You got ukus.
I
What
get-
is that?
No, I think I'm good. I'm set now. I'm good.
Oh, good. Okay. Anyway, now I forget what I was talking about. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So I made 70, so no laugh, okay? I forget from 1 minute to the next. The only place I no forget why I went to that room is the bathroom. I know because I have help from my body. Anyway, the COVID-19 keeps me home. I go shopping once a week, go get fruits and vegetables. Everything else I pre-make because I'm on a diet.
What about bara?
Freeze them. And my diet, is that what you said? What is it?
What about the bara?
The para. No, it's
The madre.
I don't have. I have what I can't believe it's butter. Yeah, and that's the only thing I got in the refrigerator. And other than that, I do my walk once a day at 6 o'clock, and I walk around the building, and then and I do in the morning. I get up, I do my neck exercises, my leg exercises, my back exercises. You know, all from old aches and pains and arthritis, and so I gotta stretch all the legs and the back, and then I dance the takabushi and 24-karat gold, and let's see what else I dance. Oh, I do 20 minutes of dancing, and then after I do the 20 minutes of dancing, then I go downstairs, get my mail, come up, look at my mail, then do the email, and then I do whatever projects I have to do for the rest of the day.
Okay, so now that you know how to do Zoom, you should do 20-minute Zoom dancing with Frank Delima. Just play the music, right? And ask
Yeah.
people to bond dance with you virtually.
Oh, that would be fun.
You know what I mean? So Mel, everybody watching, you know, you set one time, like at 11 noon, right? You let everybody know that Frank Delima will be doing bond dancing in his apartment. The music loud. and everybody. Oh, hey, yeah, oh, hey, no, yo. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to set it up, but or how to tell people, but that'd be fun to do the Bon dance, actually. So maybe you can help me with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let everybody know they can bond dance with Frank.
That's a catchy phrase in itself. I mean, just bond dance with Frank. I think you would blow Zoom out of the water. I don't think they get enough bandwidth to keep that. I think a lot of people would watch.
Can you imagine 100 people bond dancing virtual around the couch?
Around
Yeah.
around you've been into my place.
Yeah.
It's very small, so I go L shape Bon dance. L shape Bon dance.
Oh,
L shape Bon dance.
Oh my goodness. Any other letters you bond dance? You get L, you do D or Q.
Huh?
Is there any other bond dance? Any other letters you do? You do L, you do a Q.
No,
Q kind.
just L. My place is L shape.
Oh,
I have my little bit of room in my TV room, and then my hallway. I live in a studio for 40 something years, and so I just do the L-shaped dance, so giga, and I go back and forth, wow, and then do the 24 karat gold song, and I do 20 minutes of dancing.
good for you.
Do you sing? Do you sing when you dance?
I sing song, yes.
You sing. I hear a lot of background. Is that you, Augie?
Yes, that's Augie. He cannot sit still or what? I don't know what he's doing.
No, I wonder if you dance, if you sing when you dance, what's your neighbor? Do you have neighbors? Are they all Portuguese?
No, my neighbors are, well, I live in a condo, so everybody is in their own little cubby hole. So I just do my own thing in my place. That's all. Cannot go down to gather anywhere. The pool is closed. The common areas are all closed. You just have to walk through it, go get your mail, walk back up. And we got to wear mask in our condo. Because if you go in the what you call it, the elevator, you'd have no idea who was in there. So you wear masks.
And you guys gotta understand, Frank. Are you like Frank is? One time we was in Molokai, Frank. I'm gonna tell him the story. We seen lights.
Oh yes.
Frank, Frank don't like this guy. Anything that So how are you the kind of when people go in the elevator with you?
I'm fine because only two can go in. So
So your life is good.
Yeah, only two can go in. That's the rules. And most of the time, I just go in myself and I go down, get the mail, go back up. And when I go walking, then I just I meet my building manager, and she and I go walk around the block. Most time, nice. I'm not in the elevator. I just do it twice a day. Yeah.
Are you afraid of this COVID? Are you like paranoid like a lot of people, or you just
No, I just tell people I went confession already. So I'm not scared.
He's ready.
If the devil come to me, that's fine. I did my confession already. So, but I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make me scared. I don't know how come, but it doesn't. But I'm home all the time too. So if anything, I've been in my house since March. What? I don't know. How long is that? So if somebody went sneezing and when they ate in when I was at Hamora's, then maybe I could have gotten it then. But no.
My mom having a hard time, Frank. You know,
Huh?
my mom is having a hard time because she's real Portuguese. She
Oh
having a
yeah.
hard time.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my God, she like touch. She like talk.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh, and like why you gotta wear mask? Like ma, and she no more teeth that right. She no more teeth. So when she talk,
Poor
all the
thing.
spit flying. I mean,
Oh man. Oh.
I think I put a calendar over her face one day. I said, no more calendar. I said, what is
Your
this
mom
for?
is something else. Well, you better keep her at home then. Make sure she stay home.
Oh man, she having a hard time.
She misses fighting with the checkout at Safeway, yeah?
Oh, she like, oh my God, she miss doing everything right now. So like, I
Okay.
told him, don't invent that. She, like, don't invent that later. Why anybody just don't use Vicks? Don't invent that later. Got the Vicks and then put them all over. Can breathe easy. Talking about ventilators. Save money. Go get the Vicks. Put the Vicks.
Oh,
Vicks. Put them on top of your face. Put them under your nose. Rub them on your chest. Woo, guarantee everything come out. I'm like,
I,
okay,
I
mom.
know. I know this thing will pass. At some point, it'll pass. I know, Frank, you've done a few commercials on TV about COVID, and again, very informative, educational. But you guys gotta be thinking about your routines when this is all over, because at some point this will pass, and it'll be like, like just another unfortunate crisis for the state. But have you guys started thinking about some jokes about?
well, for me, I just let the days go by. A lot of the stuff is, like not funny, but there are stuff that goes through YouTube, and of course the news programs have some fun things. So, I just kind of I talk to my sisters, like each of them like once a week, and my brother. And so I just kind of say what's happening with me, and they're cracking up on the other side. So I guess I am, thinking about keeping what I've been talking about all this time in my head. It's just a matter of telling stories when it's time to go on stage again. And that's
Like the
basically what
calendar.
I do anyway. We tell stories. And I'm just going to tell what happened with me during this whole thing. And I think people will enjoy it. Um, so that's what I'm doing. It's a natural telling stories to my family and friends.
Well, I read that comedians are natural geniuses because you guys are able to think very quick on your feet and be able to make any situation funny. And I know, like I said, the colander thing right there. I mean, it's not making fun of COVID. It's not making fun of anyone that's a victim or a patient, but it is about a situation that is just funny. That people's
Yeah.
reaction to
Well,
this.
again, as a comic, our job is to look at the world and find the stupidity in it, right? Not so like I like I think the we've seen what the true pandemic really is. Stupidity. That's the fun is the stupidity. Like in the beginning stages of this whole thing, like a lot of people that thought that coronavirus came from drinking Corona. I know you heard about the stocks in the Corona beer dropping. I had to tell this one local brother, I go, no, you're not going to get on virus from drinking Corona. You might get on headache the next day. You might make somebody pregnant. You might, you might get a venereal disease, but you're not going to get the coronavirus.
Oh,
So, but boom, yeah. So, it's you see the funny, like comics are able to, and I think Frank will agree with me on this one, Frank, and that we're mirrors of society. You know what I mean? We're a reflection of society,
oh
good
yeah.
and good
That's
and
why
bad.
that's why it's funny because people actually experience the daily routines that we tell stories about when we go on stage. And And that's basically what comedy is. You're right.
And that's the unfortunate side too, because a lot of people now live in a very PC world. You know,
Yes.
I was on YouTube and I was watching Frank do Abdullah Fattah and one of his live shows. And
When did you see that?
on YouTube, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, Frank. You gotta
I
go
know.
look.
I know.
You know,
They put it on. They buy the DVD, and then they put them on the YouTube.
Right.
Terrible. Terrible.
well, so some of the stuff that you did back then, you know,
Can-
wouldn't
Uh,
come across good now in some people's eyes. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So a lot has changed in the last couple of years when it comes to comedy. And yet, if you watch the comedy now, they're very raw, very, you know, like they want to make their point by shocking you. So
Yeah.
either you know a comic that shocks people, or you know you're a comic that just telling a real story and hope that it'll connect with somebody, you know, without being, you know, nasty or dirty and
Yeah. Right.
tough.
You're right.
We live on a very tough road right now because, you know, the kids see comedy differently. You go on YouTube or you watch TikTok or you watch Instagram, and these kids are, you know, swearing, being as almost, you know, they're doing things to embarrass themselves so that they can get likes.
Yeah.
Right? So it's
Yeah.
a different time right now. You know, and that's part of the reason why, like, I'm kind of thankful that, like, you know, what happened? Frank disappeared.
Okay, Frank.
I'm here. I'm here.
We just saw your head. We just saw your forehead.
Hey, Frank, I thought you was going in a swimming pool and you was going under. come up for you, Frank. Come up for you.
No, I plugged in my phone because the battery went down. So I forgot that I was holding the phone. I was just you know, I gotta concentrate on one thing at a time. And so I was plugging it in and I couldn't hold the phone straight because I forgot. Okay.
Anyway, guys, I gotta take a fast shower. I gotta head to my job. Always a pleasure seeing you, Frank. Everybody, I want to try to catch the ending, because Frank, the ending of this show is unbelievable. Get ready. I think you have your opening act, Frank. Promise to God, you will see your opening act live at the ending of this broadcast. I promise.
Oh
Get ready,
no.
Frank. No, get ready.
We have
Get
a lot of
ready.
people on right now. They come on at the end. They come on 5 till 8 just to watch the ending.
Oh, really?
Tonight we get a lot of people because you guys are on. But
Get ready.
normally when we get the politicians, elected officials, they come on about 5 till 8, and then they just for the ending. It's incredible.
Yes, yeah. Like, the ending is like the best ending ever, Frank. Get ready to be
I
blown
will.
away.
Okay.
Hey, take care. God
Okay.
bless.
Take it easy.
I see you guys.
Yeah.
Stay
Aloha.
safe, Augie. Thanks a lot,
Okay,
buddy.
take care, Augie.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
You guys the best. Thank you. I'm gonna see you guys.
By the way, before we go on, since we get 343 people watching live, you see this shirt? Look at that.
Hold on, that is awesome. I want one.
Okay.
want
Message me your sign. Message me your size.
I'll buy them. I'm gonna get them. I like them.
Again, Frank. You probably don't know this either. Well, he went. But one of our friends on Kauai, he does T-shirts. That's his business. Kirk Correa, Portuguese boy. So he donates these shirts. We sell them for $10. He doesn't take any money. We don't take any money. All the money goes to Hawaii Community Foundation. We raised over $600 so far in just in a few nights. So that's what we do. We wear the shirt.
What? I cannot see the shirt. What does it say?
It says the Mel and Charlie Show, flatten the curve.
Oh, that's great.
It'll make sense, Frank. It'll make sense when you see our closing. Then you'll understand.
I see. Okay.
But I tell you a funny story, because when you disappeared for a moment, we all got worried. My son, he lives in Oregon, and he's a personal trainer. So he does a free and I'll send you the link, Frank. You can join him. It's free. He does a free beginners fitness class Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 12 noon our time. And he's in a gym and he does this. So today I'm working at my desk and I cannot be doing the exercises because I'm working, but I'm watching it on the screen. And there's this woman that she's exercising. And all of a sudden, all I see is the ceiling fan. From I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope nothing happened to her, you know?
Yeah.
But no, she was fine. She was fine. And it was just, that's kind of when your camera went all aside, I was thinking, oh man, I hope
That
he didn't
happened.
pass out. Hope he didn't pass out.
No, no. People forget that, you know, that the camera just kind of moves with them. And that's what happened to me.
And it never goes off. It never goes off. That's the scary part, you know. That's
Yeah,
the scary
that's right. Hmm.
Hey Frank, you know today I just went back because you know with all these problems we get with this pandemic, you know, I guess people just want to relax a little because there's so much pressures right in the world today. And
Right.
so I had an opportunity. That's all I did. I downloaded a lot of old footage, you know, a lot of old pictures. Tahitian Lanai, Hank's Place.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to Lauron, Sorrento,
Yeah.
Tapa
My
Waikiki, International Marketplace where they had the old KCCN booth on top with Lucky Lock, Tiakohe Pupule, Keke Kaumanua, the whole works.
Right.
In your early days of performing, where was some of your memorable spots you performed at in your early days?
Oh, well,
Oh, Wisteria.
Village. When I first started professionally, I started at Club 400. Then I went to the Village Tavern 3 nights a week and the Noodle Shop 3 nights a week. Eventually,
okay.
I took Mauna Loa's place at the Noodle Shop, and I got 5 nights a week there. And I was there since until 1989. Then I went to the Queen Kapiolani Hotel till the Persian Gulf War. That closed down, you know, every place, all the showrooms, and a lot of entertainers lost their job. But I was fortunate that the Persian Gulf War, you know, didn't really happen, and so Polynesian Palace called me to go work there. Al Harrington retired because of the fact that no tourists were coming, and so they just put me in there, and so I was there for a while. And then economy went bad, so then I went to Village Tavern. I mean, no, I'm sorry, to Captain's Table. And I was at Captain's Table for a few years. And then I went to the Pagoda for just special events. And that's how, and up till today. Yeah. So that was my places of entertainment. That's where I did my thing.
Well, you know, this girl today, she messaged and we're just chatting because her husband is from Kalihi. I'm a Kalihi boy. So we were talking. She said, you know, I used to go wait for my mom. She worked at Fisherman's Wharf. So I said, oh, the original Fisherman's Wharf right down Alamana Boulevard. She goes, yeah. So the first thing I asked her, I said, you know, upstairs, you used to go listen to Brickwood Galatera and Paul Martinez. And she said, oh, that name I never hear a long time.
Paul Martinez. Oh my gosh. That was the Anoi Noi group after a while. Yeah. With Brother Moore and forget the who else was in that group. I can't remember. But yeah, that brings back a lot of memories, the old days.
And then, you know, I told them that because I was at Outrigger Meeting Little with the original SOS, and I was with Francis Kirk before we went over, you know, when they split up. Then Roberto went over to the onstage showroom at the Outrigger East. And that's working there for a little while. And I was very fortunate, you know, I tell a lot of people, you get the opportunity. I still was a senior in high school. I only had to take one class at Kamehameha and work at night. And I was very, very blessed to have met a lot of them in the entertainment field. So it was a nice gig. It was a nice gig.
Oh yeah, I mean, those were the days. Waikiki was full of entertainment, full, all local entertainment, from the
Mhm.
big showrooms to the small little one guitar, dinner music or cocktail music. So we had it all, from trios to to the Anoi Noi, 5 people, then the SOS
Mhm.
big showroom, Loyal, Melvin, Danny, all those people. Everybody was working,
Yep.
and then things went sour. Yeah, showrooms closed one by one, but that's what time does. So now now all older.
Frank, you
So
you've managed to I mean keep on plugging away. I mean on the comments,
Yeah.
and later you can go to the Facebook. Go to, I don't know if you have. Are you watching Facebook at the same time?
no, I don't have Facebook. I
You don't
don't.
have Facebook?
No, I don't put. I don't do Facebook.
I've been messaging you on Facebook all this time, but I guess no one's getting it, or somebody. Maybe it's another Frank Delima.
Oh yeah, could be that somebody is using my name, but there
No.
is. Well, my brother uses Facebook, but it's not the kind where you can talk back. So it might be
Oh.
somebody else.
Well, you have a lot of comments. You got a lot of fans. People remembering you, your favorite karaoke, Japanese karaoke bar on Keomoku Street. You remember that?
Oh, of course I do. Yes,
And
good fun days, man.
yeah,
But
I know
I
we.
know I know what happened. There is one person that has used my name um on, I think it's Facebook, and he got my birthday wrong, and I don't know who it is though, but somebody is using my name for their Facebook page.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's
I get a
that's where
couple of those
it
too. That's a compliment when they steal your identity, and as long as they're not making trouble with it, that's cool.
went. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But
Portuguese is still the chosen race, right? That hasn't changed since.
oh no, we're the chosen race.
Yeah.
Um, we see what happened was the early days. I usually tell the story about that. I told jokes at the Punch Bowl Holy Ghost with all the Portuguese ladies were there, but it was a festival, so everybody came, and that was my one of my first gigs when I got, when I started in my career, freebie. And so I told 20 minutes of Portuguese jokes, and everybody was laughing. But afterwards, this Portuguese lady, the three of them were sitting on the bench, and they made me come over. So I went over and I said hi, and they said, "Dilima, how come you cut down your own nationality? Your ancestors came to Hawaii, they bought their own land, they built their home, they built their name, and you come along and one joke all gone." And I said, "Mary." All three were named Mary. I said, when people are born, they're born with a gift. They go to school, they nourish that gift. They graduate and they share that gift with all the different ethnic groups. And as Portuguese are no exception. Our gift is to help people with their health. And one of the Mary says, "Health? Malasada, give me diabetes. Portuguese sausage clogged my heart." I said, I didn't mean that. I said, when people get up in the morning and they hear a Portuguese joke, it lowers they laugh, and it lowers their high blood pressure, and it relaxes them, and all of that. So I said, we are the chosen people. The Jews wandered in the desert for 40 years. Okay. But, uh, and so they think they're the chosen people, but we cannot find our way home every night. So the Marys went, the Marys went. I made it worse instead of better. But anyway, that's the way they cannot find our way every night. Anyway, that was it. That's just one of my routines from the. But I did do that Punch the Holy Ghost thing. Oh my goodness! I was young. I was innocent. I didn't know. You don't tell Portuguese jokes at the Punch Bowl Holy Ghost. So you made there.
Well, Frank, when I first dated my wife, she's part Portuguese,
Yeah.
and nobody told me no tell Portuguese jokes. Well, I was feeling good and telling Portuguese jokes, and we almost never get married. So I
Oh,
learned my
man. Oh
I learned
yeah.
my lesson from there. I learned my lesson.
Well, yeah, there's some sensitive ones out there that, but we made it through. Okay, yeah, we
Yep.
made it through. Yeah,
Yep.
in Hawaii, though, it's not only Portuguese jokes. It's, you know, there's stories of every ethnic, and that's what makes it unique and different. And we're blessed to have it, you know.
Mhm.
And locals in general get a good kick. They really laugh a lot at reminiscing stories of when they were growing up and their friends who were of different ethnics and experiencing the cultural events and the accents that they heard. And so these things they have in their mind, but they're not comedians, so um, they don't uh, you know, share it. It's just there in their minds. They experienced it, but it is stored in there. And then they go and see the comedy show and they go, oh my God, that's right. And they start laughing so much of things that happened in their life that I'm just bringing out and telling the story of the old days. So that's what the comedy is like in Hawaii, you know? So
Mhm.
we're very fortunate. But of course, it's going to be a few people that I get, you know, get upset about it. But in general, I think local style humor is is acceptable, and for us locals anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
But jokes are funny. I tell them
we all
that
grew up,
I
you
said
know, right?
they're only a joke. It, you know, they're not true. If they were true, then you have the right to be mad. But they're not true. They're just
That's
jokes.
I think when we grew up, we all grew up with the multicultural, different, all the different cultures. You know, with the Chinese, the Filipinos, everybody
Everybody.
had their own camp. They had their own, like you say, their accent. With the Chinese, the Japanese, and growing up, that's why I keep telling people we don't, you know, we never grew up knowing what racism was. We didn't know it.
No,
I
at
remember when
all.
I went to basic training and I was exposed to racism. I literally had a stomach ache because I couldn't believe that people hated people just because of color. Because we never had that.
No.
Everybody made fun of everybody as a
We
joke.
because we all became friends, yeah. And
Yeah,
friends, they can be the cruelest people in the world, but you know, it's all funny. It's just, you know, like and not I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about, you know, different idiosyncrasies that a person has. But when you hang out with each other, you know, you imitate them. Like me, when I, you know, it after, you know, I have a limp, yeah, from a long time ago, and so, you know, they always have jokes about, you know, my limp, and this was part of being friends. You know, friends do that, and Hawaii, we was like a whole big bunch of friends. That's what we were, and our neighborhoods were wonderful. Like my neighborhood, I had Okinawan, Japanese, Chinese, Filipino, Portuguese, which was us, Puerto Ricans, Haole, which was my Calabash grandpa across the street, and Korean. So, you know, every house, and we only had 16 houses on our small street, and every house had grandparents and had uh, kids, kids my age, couple girls, and the rest were boys. All of the different ethnics. I was the only one that was mixed. You know, everybody else was either Japanese or Chinese or Filipino or whatever. But we used to hang out together. We stay at each other's houses, and that's how I got to pick up all of this, you know, accents and knowledge of, because we used to go to the Bon Dance, the Filipino festival, the Korean festival. We used to go to Chinatown for the New Year. So every house would take us boys. We called ourselves the Pakuhana Street Boys. Would take us to all these different festivals from when we were little, and and then I used to also talk to the grandparents, ask them questions. They all had accents, and I learned words from the different ethnic, different languages, and what kind of plants they have, what how they cook their food, all of this stuff. Because it was a lot of years from when I was a little boy all the way up till I graduated from high school. You know, we all hung out together. We went to different schools, after, you know, but I went to Catholic school. Most of them went to public school, but after school was POW, we'd go up the park or we'd play football right on the street, you know, and it was a very, very, it was awesome to see how we all grew up without being upset with each other and our ethnic, that we all kind of this understood each other's ethnic, and we had fun with it. I remember when the first time I went to Dennis Inoy's house, and they had takuang, which is daikong, right? And I was only little, and so when they opened the icebox, and I went, "Oh, the stink! What is that?" And my friend, he gave me he opened, they put it out for me. He said, "You try," and so I tried it. It was so ono with hot rice. I said, I don't care. Whenever I smell stink like this, I'm gonna ask for some, man. So, that's how things happen. Anyway, that's how the humor started. Um, Even the Chinese, Mrs. Lee, she was my babysitter, and I learned languages, her language, the Hakka, and how they used to pray with the Taoist religion. I remember one time I went to Chinese. What happened was Mrs. Lee had all us boys. She babysat all of us. We're all almost the same age, and so she used to give us arts and crafts, and it was thin pieces of beige paper squares with gold printed in the middle, and we'd roll it up and flip it. We made like tubes, and then one day she said load it in a car, so we did, and she put flowers, firecracker, and fruit, and incense punk, and then we went to the store, got manapua, and we were all young, so we thought, what kind of picnic is this? Firecracker and manapua, good fun. Well, we ended up graveyard, and she lit the firecracker, and then she burned all of our arts and crafts up in about 1 minute, and then she put the flowers out, and then when she opened the box of manapua, we never eat. She said it's for the dead people. And I may be Portuguese, but I ain't that stupid. Manapua for live people, not dead people. So we grew up, and we used to hear firecracker at the graveyard. So we cut through Paua School, and we hid in the bushes. And when the family left, we would eat the manapua. And one of my friends said, "What if the ghosts come late?" That's all my Portuguese needed to hear, And so I said, "Oh no, I'm gonna get possessed by one old Chinese man." I couldn't wait to go toilet, take a dump, so I can get that manapua out. That's all growing up days.
Yeah, the times are sure changed now. I mean, it's so different now, but
Oh
humor is
yeah,
still humor. It's amazing how many of us have watched you so many times, different venues, community events, or at actual performances, and it's still funny. It's still funny. You're still funny. It's incredible. Um,
yes.
we
I enjoy. I do some old time stuff, but the audiences still accept it, and I guess it's my facial expressions, and I kind of tweak things here and there, add stuff, take stuff out, But basically, I just like. Kind of storytelling.
Well,
and
Frank,
that's good. I mean, I think. Go ahead,
you know,
Charlie.
F- Frank, I guess now has come a time, you played in all the major areas in Waikiki. And, it's no hidden secret, where tourists, the economic engine is tourism. What's your take, being a performer, someone who's been in the industry for a while, about the state opening up to the tourists? And the only reason I ask this is because I'm still kind of worried we don't have mechanisms in place, because we know that this virus came from the outside in, yeah.
Right.
And so now just opening it up, what's your take on it? How do you feel as a someone whose livelihood depended on the tourist business?
Right. Well, if you're thinking about the Waikiki shows, we don't have any anymore. So, but as far as our income, the government, making money so that everybody can make money in different venues. Not so much entertainment anymore. There's only the Blue Note. That's it. That's all we got in Waikiki. But still, there's a lot of mom and pop shops all over the island. They go around the island. So everybody makes money. They spend money, and that's what I'm worried about. That the tourists coming, we don't have tourists, and maybe this is the time that we can find other ways of, making money. And I don't know, I don't have no idea, but maybe something will spring from this. But in the meantime, opening it up for tourists again, they're going to be very, very cautious, I'm sure. I hope they will be. There'll be some kind of a thing at the airport, I'm sure, that in the future, modern technology, they have to go through maybe pass by some kind of machine that reads if they have a fever, or stuff like that. And because then we still have tourists, but I don't know when it's going to happen. I have no idea when they're going to let tourists come back, but I know that it came from the outside in, and that's the scary part, because they can bring something else now, something new from some country that, it's crazy. It is.
Well, I told Mel, the first person I see eating on bat, I won't give that person dirty leaky pork. I said,
Especially eating what?
eating bat. I see anybody
Bat?
eating one bat, you're gonna get
Well,
dirty leaky.
you don't go to Guam because they eat fruit bat in Guam. Fruit bat
one of
soup.
the one of the nice things that has happened that I've personally seen, thanks to Facebook or Zoom, is that a lot of our local entertainers, which we had never heard of, the local brothers and sisters that play music, and they're doing their free live concerts or performances. I think Capena does one several times a week, but we have so many of these people that, if not for this crisis, if not for people being stuck at home on social media, we would not have seen or heard them. I'm hoping that they will become known and popular as these days go on, and they share their talents. I see a lot of people, and they're awesome, some amazing talent here in Hawaii.
Oh,
And maybe
yeah.
this is just another opportunity for some agent or somebody, some property, some restaurant, to make the call and say, hey man, we really love to have you come play for our dinner music, or hey, let's do maybe Frank, you want to be an opener for Frank Delima at his next show or something. I'm seeing that a lot of people, a lot of talent that is showing up on social media. Is amazing. So that's one of the positives, I think, that this unfortunate crisis has put out.
Right. And it shows that people are, what I see is that the local people really do understand what it means to follow the rules, and because they know that it's very, very important to be cautious. Otherwise, this thing would spread throughout the whole island, and we're one big family, Ohana, in Hawaii, so we know how it is to take care. So that's what I take away from this as well, something positive, that everybody is paying attention and listening. That's awesome to see.
Well, Frank, we a little bit beyond the time. I know we said 7 to 8. What are you doing now? What's your projects? I mean, you talked about your daily routine. You got anything on the books? Any you preparing to go back on tour? Are we gonna be seeing you in Kauai anytime soon, once this virus is over?
No, because there's no showrooms to perform at. Basically, as far as my career is concerned, I do private gigs, and there's not many of those, but I do them. So my gigs for March, April, May, of course, are all canceled. But when things get better again, the only places that I think I would perform at that has been available before this thing was Blue Note, maybe twice a year. Manoa Theater booked me, but that had to cancel, so I'll probably go to there for a show. There's nothing on the neighbor islands, no promoters, so I'm probably done with neighbor islands unless I do a private performance or I do something for, a fundraiser of some sort. But other than that, there's really, I'm 70 already, and I just make my living, with the few gigs that I get, like weddings, birthday parties, so forth. And so I'm available for that. And but that's it. That's where I'm going to share my new stories and reminisce on the old stuff that I've done for people when they hire me. That's where it's going to go.
I know there's talk about doing a massive concert on Kauai, a free concert after this is all over, like we did after the hurricane. And I'm sure you'll be one of the tops on the invitation list. Hopefully you can, come and share some laughter with us. Before we head out tonight, though, Frank, what is your favorite joke of all time?
Ah, okay, let's see. Okay, these three boys played for the Maui Baldwin High School football team. Big boys, and they're all that one was Masa, one was Mano, and one was Moke. And so they all got made it into the UH Warriors. So they came to Hawaii with their families to go look for a place for them to live. And they found this Portuguese lady's. She had a cabin in the back and of her house, and that was perfect for the three of them. And it was right in the University Manoa area, so they could walk to school, walk to the practices. So anyway, when they moved in, she brought a bowl of Portuguese soup for them, but it was only one small bowl. But they said thank you to her, and so she left. And then they looked at each other and said, "Well, this ain't not enough for all three of us. So what we do is we go put them in the ice box, and we go sleep. And tomorrow, whoever get the best dream, get to eat the soup." So they went to bed. The next day, Moki started off at the breakfast table. He says, "I had the best dream. I went luau, and Ho had kalua pig and lau lau, had lomi salmon instead of lomi tomato, had poke, had rock crab, had kulolo and haupia, had chocolate cake and white. Oh, I was so full." And then Masa said, "That's nothing. I went to this party at the Waikiki, and it was for a corporate party, and it had all the different stands with raw stuff and sashimis, and I mean, they must have spent thousands of dollars. I ate and ate. I was so full." And so they turned to Mano. "So Mano, what you dreamt?" And Mano said, "Oh well, I dreamt you guys was full, so I got up, ate the soup."
Frank, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Okay.
Somebody already said they want to hire you for Koloa Days. They said hire, so I'm assuming they're gonna pay.
All
Yep.
right. Yes,
Koloa,
thank you.
yep. Somebody just said. I'm sure it's someone that has the authority to hire, because yeah, they want to bring you for Koloa Days. So,
I
but
want to go
again,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
we want you back as well. We want you back. You have been, I mean, gosh, an icon here in Hawaii for decades, and
Yeah.
you just keep on doing it. And your community work is incredible. You're
Hey, Mel.
422 yo.
Yeah, let's get his contact information, because I know we have a lot of people that watching this, and a lot of times, people through this venue, they will contact you directly. It's happened before with many of our other guests that we
Yeah,
have brought on.
they can call me at 521-4529, or they can go to frankdelima.com and get information there. But I think the best thing is to call me at
Or
my
529
521 4529.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Guys,
there
write
you
that
go.
down. There we go. 521-4529. That's Frank Delima, or frankdelima.com. Hey, somebody bring them to Kauai. Man, I'll buy a ticket. That's for sure. But no, again, thanks, Frank. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Don't go yet, because we got this finale that is incredible. We started this a long time ago, and the whole objective of this show was to inform and educate people to really follow the rules. We wanted to flatten the curve. We wanted people to stay at home. We wanted people to wash their hands and don't touch their face.
Yeah.
6 feet distance from everybody. It's vital. The numbers look good, as we've seen across the country. That can change at any time. So Charlie and I went on this mission to educate people. You gotta follow the rules.
That's right.
Hard and tough at times, but you gotta follow the rules. Well, people didn't listen. So Charlie and I tried all kinds of things. We try to get the chief of police to deputize us and have us go out and pick up all these guys that are breaking the rules. And the punishment was to spend 24 hours with us, 24 constant hours with Charlie and Mel. That didn't work. That didn't work either. So we decided that we would tell people, if you don't flatten the curve, then we are going to flatten your ears. And this is how we do it. Ready, Charlie? 1, 2.
2. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Ay, ay,
Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
God.
thank you. Thank you all. We love you guys. Thank you, Frank, Delima, Augie T. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Santa
Okay.
the
Aloha.
CEO of the Hawaii
Aloha,
Health-
thank you.
Okay. God
the
bless.
hospitals. They're going to be on to talk to us about what we can do to bust this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. God bless. We love you guys. Thank
Okay.
you.
Aloha. Bye.